The gym at Westmont Academy smelled of waxed floors and stale sweat. The echo of basketballs bouncing against the hardwood floor filled the near-empty space, while the late afternoon sun streamed through the high windows, casting long shadows across the court. Lila Chun, the new girl, stood alone at the far end of the court, stretching with the kind of ease that came from repetition, discipline, and total focus. Her hair was pulled back in a clean line, and her body moved like it knew the space better than anyone else. Tall, poised, and calm, she seemed carved out of quiet confidence. Every motion was deliberate. She wasn't just warming up. She was making a statement that in the 3 short weeks since transferring to Westmont, Lila had already unsettled the ecosystem. She'd shown up to tryouts, dropped shot after shot from the three-point line, and walked off the court without waiting for approval. The coaches had noticed, the girls' team had noticed, and so had the boys. Westmont wasn't just a school. It was a kingdom, a place where generations of money, tradition, and polished appearances ran deeper than the basketball court's paint lines. Here, kids didn't just play, they inherited positions. Teams were stacked with legacy players, siblings of alumni, children of donors. Being good wasn't enough. You had to come from the right zip code. Lila hadn't. To the girls on the team, Lila was a wild card. Quiet, insanely talented, unbothered. To the boys, she was something else entirely. And to Owen Davis, captain of the boys' varsity team and the school's golden boy, she was a direct threat. Owen stood on the sideline, spinning a basketball in his hands. His usual entourage lounging nearby. Noah and Sam, both seniors, both arrogant, both predictable. Their laughs were sharp, loud enough to carry. She acts like she owns the place, Noah muttered, watching Lila stretch. She only made the team because of a diversity quota, Sam replied, tossing a lazy layup that clanged off the rim. Owen didn't laugh. His jaw tightened. She didn't even earn it, Sam added. Mark lost his spot because of her. You know, coach felt pressured. It's all politics. Owen kept watching Lila. She hadn't even looked in their direction. That calmness, that composure, it was infuriating. Like she didn't recognize the unspoken rules of Westmont, or worse, like she recognized them and just didn't care. She thinks she's better than everyone, Owen finally said, his voice low, steady. She needs to be checked, Noah said. And with that, Owen started walking. The sound of his sneakers on the wood floor was loud in the near-empty gym. Lila didn't flinch. She was tying her shoe, one foot propped up on a bench, her head down. You deaf or just rude? Owen's voice cut across the court. Loud, aggressive. Lila looked up slowly, eyes meeting his with cool disinterest. Do you need something? The question was clean, precise, too calm. Owen's face twitched. He stepped closer. You don't belong here. You were handed a spot you didn't earn. Coach picked you to make himself look good. Not because you're good. Behind him, Noah and Sam smirked. Waiting. Lila stood up straight, her gaze never wavering. If you're trying to intimidate me, she said quietly, you'll need to try harder. More players turned to watch. The silence in the gym stretched. A basketball bounced once, then rolled to a stop. You think you're better than us? Owen said, walking around like some damn queen. Lila didn't move. I don't think I'm better. I just don't think I'm less. Owen stepped in her space. Too close. Watch your tone. Or what? Noah chuckled. Oh, she's got attitude. Must be a cultural thing. Lila's eyes narrowed slightly. For the first time, her voice carried heat. You sure you want to keep going? Owen's hand twitched, barely perceptible. Someone should have taught you some respect. And someone should have taught you boundaries, Lila replied. The gym door creaked open. Coach Harris walked in, clipboard under one arm. He paused, sensing the tension. Owen didn't notice. He was breathing hard now, red in the face. Every part of his body screamed for control. He thought he'd already lost. You think you're untouchable? Owen said louder now. Because you're new. Because people are scared to call you out. Lila shook her head slightly. No, I think you're scared. That's why you talk so much. And with that sentence, everything tipped. Owen launched under the fluorescent lights of Westmont Academy's gym. The air reeked of sweat and floor polish. Basketballs echoed off polished hardwood. Afternoon sun streamed through the tall windows, casting long shadows. Lila Chun, the new girl, stood alone at one end of the court, stretching like she owned the place. Her posture unbothered. In just 3 weeks, she'd become the star of the girls' basketball team. Quick, precise, impossible to ignore. But Westmont wasn't just a school. It was a kingdom where last names were legacies, and unspoken rules decided who mattered. Lila didn't fit the mold. She didn't try to. And that unsettled people, especially Owen Davis. Owen, blonde, tall, captain of the boys' team and son of the school board president, had ruled unchallenged until Lila arrived. That afternoon, the gym was nearly empty. A few players lingered, tossing up lazy shots. Owen stood with his cronies, Noah and Sam. Their laughter sharp and pointed. She doesn't belong here, Noah sneered. Coach just picked her to meet a quota, Sam muttered. Total joke. Across the court, Lila laced up her shoes, calm. She'd heard it before, but Owen wanted more than whispers. He stomped across the gym. Hey, you deaf or just too stuck up to answer when someone talks? Lila turned, her eyes steady. Do you need something? Owen stepped into her space. You don't belong here. You're here to make the school look good. That's it. The gym fell quiet. I'm not here to fit in, Lila replied. I'm here to win. That lit the fuse. Owen grabbed her jersey. You better. He didn't finish. Coach Harris had just walked in. Let her go now. She started it. Owen snapped. Let her go. Owen did, but swung a punch. Lila moved like water. She sidestepped, pivoted, and flipped him to the ground with a clean martial arts move. Gasps. Phones came out. Noah and Sam stepped forward. Lila raised her hand. Try me. They froze. Security burst in. Owen sat up, bleeding. She attacked me. You people always protect her. Silence. A black security officer stepped forward. You people, he said quietly. Owen went pale. Coach rushed to Lila. You okay? She nodded. Yes, sir. The officer looked around. I saw what happened. She defended herself. Owen was suspended on the spot. Lila remained calm, her breathing steady. She hadn't just avoided a fight. She'd exposed something deeper. That night, the footage went viral. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. She didn't even break a sweat. Westmont's mask is off. Lila Chun is a beast. The next morning, Lila sat across from Principal Reynolds, a woman trying hard to maintain control. This is a complicated matter, the principal said. I didn't make it complicated, Lila replied. Reynolds hesitated. But public perception only matters when you're hiding something. Then Lila slid a folded letter across the desk. The principal unfolded it. A reference from Chief Kenneth Chun, her father and the state's top law enforcement official. Yes, Lila said. He's my father, but I'm not here because of him. I earned this. She looked the principal in the eye. I've trained in Muay Thai, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu since I was 8, but none of that mattered. They only saw a girl in a space they think belongs to them. Elsewhere, Owen sat in his father's office, his nose bandaged, scrolling through angry messages. We'll sue, his father barked. Owen stared at the floor. It's not her fault. What? I hated how she walked in here like she belonged, Owen whispered. His father went silent. That afternoon, the entire school gathered for an emergency assembly. No one expected Lila to speak, but she did. I came here to play basketball. I thought talent mattered, but I was wrong. I was judged before I touched the ball, mocked, threatened, and when I defended myself, some called me violent. She scanned the room. This isn't just about one punch. This is about silence, bias, fear, but I'm not afraid. Her voice rang clear. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong, stand up. A moment of stillness. Then one student stood, then 5, then dozens. Coach Harris stood. Teachers followed. Even Principal Reynolds rose to her feet. Owen was expelled. His father's threats were dismissed. Lila was named team captain. The school launched real changes. New policies, new training, new hires. And weeks later, a mural appeared in the gym. Lila, tall and focused, holding a basketball. Beneath it, one word, brave. She hadn't just stood her ground. She changed everything.